Ready? Hey guys, Joe from the Crazy New York Driver Show. Today we're going to talk about eBay on location in Philadelphia, which was held a few days ago. I promised you a video, and this is the video. I figured this video is going to run approximately 1 hour, so we're going to divide the video up into several parts. Now you're probably wondering why I'm in Brooklyn, New York, and we're going to talk about eBay on location in Philadelphia. The reason is simple. I don't have any time, and this is the only time I can get Tim Skolberg to hold the camera. Introduce me, okay? That is my class act photographer, Tim Skolberg. Thank you, Tim. Now, first part of the video, we're going to do a slideshow, and we're going to segue into the video I shot in Philadelphia. Then after that, I'm going to come back on camera, and I'm going to discuss everything that happened between me and the eBay and PayPal executives that I interviewed. That'll take about 25 minutes to half an hour. So let's get started. We're going to go inside. We're going to start the slideshow. Good. Thank you. Thank you. Here we are, getting onto the Ben Franklin Bridge, heading into cloudy Philadelphia. We're on the way to eBay on location. There you can see me in front of the Grand Ballroom next to one of the many signs. Here I'm sitting with one of the eBay Trust and Safety representatives after one of the seminars. I sure kept that guy a long time. Even the PayPal representative liked me. Wow, who would have thought? Here, this is us sitting in Maggiano's, an Italian restaurant across the street. This was a meeting for people from eBay Motors. And here, this was the Grand Ballroom, the eBay celebration dinner. That was Griff on the left and my friend Scott.
Hey, Joe.
Oh, hi. Look, it's Scott Henshaw.
Yeah,
Scott, you want to be interviewed?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I'm a little camera shy.
No, you're not.
So we're here at eBay on location in Pennsylvania, is it?
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia, shit. Yeah.
Anything you want to tell the viewers?
Well, the activity is just getting started. Kind of see with your camera, they're starting to get all the people. From my understanding, they're sold out of 1,000 people.
Yeah.
So after we go through this line, we'll be in what they call the seller celebration dinner.
Okay.
And you'll see. You got to get in on video. You'll have all the eBay and PayPal employees. eBay in red shirt, PayPal in white.
Okay. And
they'll all be holding up signs to come sit with you. So I'm gonna try to help you sit at the right table. But it's kind of like a circus in a minute. So.
All right. Got a little bit of a line here.
Luckily, we're kind of at the front of it.
Yeah.
It's a slow pace.
That was good. You met Jeff Terrell. Outside. It was good.
everything we can, but we sell primarily flatware and engine parts.
And silverware. And where are you located?
Primarily thrift stores and auctions.
Your business. Where you shop, where are you located?
Well, we're located out in the Seattle area.
You got it wrapped up.
What's that?
You got it wrapped up.
Yeah.
What do you hope to learn today?
Every one of these events I come to, I really learn how important the eBay community is, and really sharing with other buyers, sellers, and eBay staff.
You're going to have fun tonight?
Oh, yes.
So it's not just about learning.
There's a lot of after-hour activities which promote the social community.
Want to talk about how you're going to promote?
What's that? Not on camera. We'll have to turn that off.
What are you doing that?
I'm doing much better. After 4 months of rehab, I'm doing my best pretty well.
Well, let's hear it from rehab. Now, are you back selling and teaching?
I'm back selling, back teaching, and back mining all the new prospects for eBay. And having lots of fun doing it. And it just shows that anybody can do eBay, even recuperating. We're doing great.
I'm so glad to see you. It's such a nice thing to be able to see your face again. Let's everyone give Marsha a big hand. Thank you, darling. Have a good night. Danny, come over here.
Okay guys, you've seen the pictures and you've seen the video that I shot at eBay on location. But with all due respect, I think the most important part of this video is going to be what we're going to talk about now. The meat and potatoes of the get-together. I'm going to discuss everything that happened. I'm going to tell you what questions I asked, the reactions I got from eBay and PayPal, and the reactions I got from regular sellers like ourselves. So, the best way to go about doing this, because it is going to be rather long, is to start from the very beginning. I'm not trying to bore you guys, but I want to include every single detail, because this is probably the most important eBay video I've ever made. So just listen, okay, please? It's very important. When I heard eBay on location was coming to Philly, I knew beyond any doubt I had to be there. One thing we've all discussed over the last year or two, we all agree eBay has been dicking over its sellers and treating us like garbage. Alright? Whether you like me, whether you don't like me, it's something that we can all agree on. Okay? Now, anyone who's ever called in for customer service has been routed to the Philippines. Lately, they've been getting a little better about that, and they've been going to Utah. But whether you're in the Philippines or in Utah, it's better to talk to somebody face to face than on the phone. I have learned this a long time ago. Now, given all these eBay and PayPal representatives were going to be in one place, it was like the mother lode. I knew I had to get there. Okay? Now when I say representatives, I'm talking people with juice. I'm not talking about a phone rep. I'm talking about the movers and the shakers. So anyway, I went ahead and I made my reservations and I went. When I got there the first day, it happened to be a Wednesday, the opening ceremonies didn't start till around 4 o'clock, which the opening ceremonies, first you had to get registered. You had to register for a badge, which I'm going to show you now. Excuse me. Anyone that went had a badge like this. Sellers would say attendee. If you were an eBay worker, it would say eBay here, or if you were with PayPal, it would say PayPal. And you wore this thing around your neck the whole time you were there. Alright? So, at 4 o'clock, I ran into my friend Scott. And I want to tell you, I want to give a shout out to this guy. Because Scott is the one single person, more than any other, responsible for getting me to go to eBay on location. Alright? In truth, things being the way they were, I probably would have gone anyway. But he had started months ago, inviting me out to eat, out for a few drinks, to get me to go there, to talk to the people about the way things are. And when I got there, this man single-handedly introduced me to no less than 20 or 30 of the upper crust eBay and PayPal representatives. I kid you not. I kid you not, folks. If you don't believe me, I've got their cards here. Both eBay and PayPal. These are them. Okay? We'll talk about these later. As I said, my friend Scott single-handedly introduced me to these people. Alright? Not just as an eBay seller, a concerned eBay seller, but what really surprised me, and I think it's going to maybe surprise you too, was that a lot of the eBay employees, and PayPal too, have seen our videos. So, consequently, some of them recognized who I actually was, and they say, "Hey, I've seen your videos." I said, "Oh, really?" I said, "What do you think of them?" And most of them were very gracious. They'd say, like, "I like your videos. I don't agree with every single one, but you make your points, you go out there, and you do what you got to do," and I respect that. I met only one person. He worked for PayPal. I won't name him. He wasn't mean or nasty, but he said to me, "I don't like any of your videos. I've seen them all." And Scott was right there, and Scott said to him, "Well, have you seen the recent ones he's made? They're not even knocking PayPal." But the guy didn't want anything to do with me. And I have no problem with that. That's his choice. Alright? Everyone's entitled to their opinion. Nonetheless, I also met a lot of, and I do mean a lot of sellers. I can't tell you, but, well, I had 3 different women. Alright? I'm walking to the conference room at a high rate of speed because I'm almost late for a particular session, and I'll hear someone yell out, "Hey, it's Crazy New York Cab Driver." Cab driver. I'm not a cab driver, but there were a few people who thought I was. And I had several people yell that out. "Hey, look, it's New York, it's Crazy New York Cab Driver." And I was happy to go over there and chat with them. Good to meet them. I think they were basically from the Philly area. But like I said, I was surprised that all the eBay people and the PayPal people had seen my videos. Alright? Now, what did we talk about? Before I went, I had asked you guys for your recommendations as to what I should tell or ask the representatives, and you all gave some great ideas. So what I did was I typed them up on my word processor and made them into separate files. Example, one file was labeled eBay, one was labeled PayPal, etc. And I gave one copy of the file to each representative that I talked to. All right? Now in the eBay file, I talked about things related to eBay. I said, I am sick of fake accounts. All right? Or just people with zero feedback who never pay. I said, you simply should require a nominal $20 deposit or something, because in this economy, no one's going to sign up for eBay, pay $20 down, and then disappear and not pay the first seller. It's not going to happen. That would end all the zero feedback crap. Will they implement that? Probably not. But they were cordial and they listened to me. I also talked to them about unpaid item strikes. I think they're a joke. They are a freaking joke. I cited specific examples to back up my claim. I said, will you guys tell me how it's possible eBay member Delta 1784 has over 20 comments right on his profile that, although they come up as positive, they're really negative. I said, now eBay says everyone gets limited after the second unpaid item strike. If that's the case, how did this one man bid on 20? And I know it's more than 20 because I'm sure a whole lot of other sellers didn't even leave a comment about him. And some of them just stood there and shook their head. They didn't know what to say. Others, one particular man said that eBay has a special algorithm and it's different for each person depending how many items you've bid on. For instance, if you've bid on only 10, then if you get 2 unpaid item strikes, yes, you will be suspended. But if you've bid on 500, then the number is much higher than 2. Okay? That's one of the answers I got. I also talked about leaving negative feedback for deadbeat bidders. And not only did I talk about it in the file, not only is it in print, it came orally from me, one-on-one with the representatives. And I talked to a lot of them. The same was true with the PayPal folks. I talked to an awful lot of them. All right, I gave them my feelings, and I said, listen, guys, I'm going to be honest with you. You know what I sell, all right? I said, I have a hubcap store. I said, I have a hubcap account, and I don't take PayPal on it. And the reason is because I am scared of chargebacks. I said, I'm scared of people saying the item is not described, keeping the item and getting their money back. I said, now hear me, guys. If the guy's not happy with the item and sends it back, that's another story. All right? What I'm talking about is fraud, and there's a lot of it going on. I said, my question to you guys, if I take PayPal, can I come to you directly with any problems I have? You may have also heard that PayPal is rumored to becoming a little seller-friendly. Now again, these changes have not yet been made, but the stories are circulating that they're hearing our complaints. I will tell you this. I had eBay representatives tell me to my face that at least some, if not all, of my suggestions were reasonable and warranted. One particular man was very candid. I won't give out any particular names because that's not nice to be like that, because they were very nice to me, I will say that. One particular man said to me, he said, Joe, over the last few years, eBay adopted a strict policy about selling and about sellers. We now realize it is not working. We have to change, we have to retool. Okay? I think, again, nothing's happened yet. Let's not cheer, but I'm saying it does look good. I think that something promising is happening for us sellers on the eBay end. I think they're listening to us, and I know, I guarantee you, they watch these videos. Over the years, I've come out, and I bashed them when they were wrong. All right? I will continue to do it. If they're wrong, if someone's wrong, they have to be held accountable. But if someone's right, or if they listen, then they should be given credit. Did eBay listen to me as a person? Yes, they did. Have the changes been made? Not yet, of course not. Will they be made? I don't know. But I'm telling you guys, I am so glad I went. Let me tell you a little bit more about it. And by the way, for those of you guys who keep asking about the Gatorade, it's stuffy, it's hot in here, and when you talk for 30 straight minutes, your mouth's going to get dry. I don't have diabetes. I don't need a sugar rush. Okay? Just so you know. To get back to the conference, after we registered, and eBay was an hour late, they promised us a 4-hour start time. We didn't get our badges till 5 o'clock. We then went into a big banquet room, and you saw it on the video earlier. And there were 100 tables with 10 seats at each table. And each table was staffed by either an eBay or a PayPal worker, holding up a sign, and I'm sure you saw these signs if you watched the earlier part of this video. And these guys, their job was to get people to come and sit at their table. Very, very unusual. I didn't expect that, but it was funny nonetheless. So I sat at a table with some good people, and we shared some interesting conversation. People from all over the United States were there. Just about every state was represented. After that, there was a PayPal party across the street. They rented out an entire bar for a private party. The only problem was there was only a few bartenders, and lines for drinks were quite long. It took me a good 20 minutes to get a drink. The next day was Thursday. That proved really interesting. Now, I had a luncheon appointment with some of the eBay higher-ups from eBay Motors. All right? I had also signed up for something else with the toy trucks, and I missed that altogether because, see, it's two different things, and I really wanted to talk to the eBay Motors people more than the toy people. And if you saw the picture of me sitting at the table with those folks, there was a total of 8 of us. 4 of them worked for eBay, the other 4 were sellers. And the people at eBay Motors were basically asking us questions how they could refine eBay Motors and make it more applicable to selling. The trouble seems to be with that drop-down menu. I'm sure you've seen that drop-down menu before. The one where you fill in what kind of car you have, and like whether it's a 98, 99, 2000 Honda Accord, or whether it's a Civic. And that drop-down menu is not always correct. In fact, many times it's not correct at all. So they actually bought out another company, and they're going to retool that. And I think that's very good. At eBay On Location, they had several classes running all day long with various topics. And I tried to get to the most important of them all. I couldn't get to every one. But what I do is I look at the list on the board, and then I would go and I would attend that particular class. And one of the classes was called Seller Protection. And the weird part is, you would expect that class to have been jammed to capacity when that was the least attended class of anyone I went to, and I don't understand that. However, it turned out to be a blessing in disguise because less students means more time for Joey. So, Joey had a front row seat. Remember back in school, how many of you guys wanted to sit in the front row right in front of the teacher? Not me. I was heading for the back. Okay? Well, not this time. This time I was right in front. Okay? Got a good seat, and after the presentation, my hand was one of the ones that went right up in the air. Come on down. And we had a long talk. And I'm going to tell you, all the representatives were really super nice. None of them were mean. You know, I went there with hopeful but guarded expectations. I wasn't going to go in there and start screaming at these people saying, you guys screwed up eBay, I don't feel welcome anymore, even though that's the way I felt. I said, let me go in there with a positive attitude, try and be nice to these people, maybe they'll work with me. And I'm telling you, I have real good hopes. I haven't steered you wrong in the past, and I'm not going to steer you wrong now. As I said, nothing's happened yet, but I give you my word. I'd like to be more forthcoming, but I'm not going to be at this moment. Because the old saying, don't count your chickens before they're hatched, comes into play. Things look very good. Okay? Let's see what else I could address. I haven't said much about PayPal. Let me talk about PayPal a little bit. I have a rare item here I'm going to show you. When selling baseball cards, there are some really rare cards out there that are 1 of 5, 1 of 10, 1 of, 50. This, I am told, is 1 of 15. This is a rare ceremonial PayPal glass. Okay? What does this mean to you? It means nothing. I just figured I'd mention it. I have a 1 of 15 PayPal glass. Okay, Scott, I'm showing him the glass you gave me. Alright? This was given to me by my good friend Scott, the one who I mentioned earlier in the video. Without him, I wouldn't have met most of these cool people. Official eBay pin that was worn at the conference. Well, it wasn't actually worn. It came in that goodie bag that they give you. I just figured I'd show it to you. So, where are we at now? The conference is over. I'm back. I'm working, and I'm drinking Gatorade. Well, I'm cautiously optimistic. Actually, I'm a little bit more than that. If any of you ever have the chance to go to one of these events, I implore you to do it. So much so that if any of these things ever come up in the near future, and they're even remotely accessible to me, I would go to them. I would go to them. People flew in from all over the United States to get to this particular thing. I'm telling you, a lot of people from Washington State, California. The guy sitting to my left at the meal was from California. He's an eBay seller. He paid his own flight from California. Whilst at the... You might be wondering why I did not interview any of the eBay or PayPal representatives. Truth is, I wanted to. But they declined to be on the show. Specifically what happened is, I was talking to eBay Trust and Safety, and I had been with them for some time. And I then asked the representative if I could interview him for my Crazy New York Driver show. He said he'd have to talk with his boss, which I expected. He got his boss, and she said she'd have to contact somebody from PR. Okay? So I waited around 15 minutes. Somebody from PR came down, listened to the whole story that I told them, and they said that they have to get the okay from the home office in Utah. And they couldn't do it at that point. They want to do it a week from today. I said, how can we do it a week from today when you're in Utah? That I don't understand. I mean, they weren't mean or nasty or anything. Not at all. They were real nice and cordial. But I was disappointed that they wouldn't submit to an interview. You know, what could I say? That's just one thing I wanted to clarify. I really did want to interview eBay Trust and Safety. And I wasn't, you know, it wasn't like I was going to run them through the mill or anything. In fact, I was going to accentuate the positive, that I see better days coming. But apparently PR didn't want to give the go-ahead. So I just thought I should mention that to you, because I know some of you would have been commenting. And speaking about the comments, always remember, comment. Whether you want to comment on the event itself or what I'm telling you about the event. Comment. Alright? Yeah. I spoke to this one representative from eBay Trust and Safety, and I introduced myself, told him who I was and everything, and at that time they really didn't have too many people talking to them, but I guess he figured I'd be in and out. But I stayed with the guy so long, and I started pulling out the files one after the other. And by the time I got done, the poor guy's eyes were bugging out of his head. And I said to him, listen, sir, I'm sorry. I said, you know, I don't want to take up so much of your time. He said, Joe, this is what we're here for. I am so thankful that you're showing me these files. I love when eBay sellers give us their ideas and their insight. It gives us something to work off and bring up at the next meeting. And he seemed genuine. I'm not ashamed to admit it. Whilst at the dinner, the celebration dinner, there's this guy called Jim Griffin. They call him Griff. He apparently does a radio show with him. And he plays a game called the feedback game. And the way the game starts is, at the beginning of the dinner, he tells everyone to stand up. Then he says, all right, if you have less than 50 feedback, sit down. Those folks sit. The game continues. If you have less than 100, sit down. Then the next plateau jumps to like 500. Anyone less than 500 feedbacks, sit down. So I'm thinking to myself, wow, we're at 500, I'm still standing. I'll be up here for a while. I wonder how many folks will be up with me. So it went to 1,000, 3,000, 5,000. Now at 5,000 I'm still standing. But from 5,000 he jumped all the way up to 10,000. Consequently, I took a seat. There was one person left at my table still standing, and she had feedback of 14,000. But the high winner for the room was a Japanese guy that was sitting behind me at one of the tables on the back right there. He had a feedback of over 1 million. Can you believe that? That guy must be on the computer day and night. 1 million feedback. So that was pretty cool. Anything else I could tell you? Well, they did serve us dinner and cake and that. The pieces of the cake were really small, but they were free. They also gave us these candies, which I'm still munching on. But I want to bring this to a close. Let me give you a summarization if I can. eBay on location was great. I had a great time. It was the smartest thing I did going there. Because not just to have a good time and meet the folks, but to meet the people that count. The decision makers, the people with juice. I give you my word. Those people know I was there. I gave them the files. Things that are bothering us are now right on their desk. And to even go a little further, I've already heard back something positive. That's all I'll say right now. Let's wait for these changes to be implemented. Let's see if they do get implemented. PayPal and eBay people were very nice. Cordial. Even the one guy who didn't like my video was nice about it. The sellers were freaking awesome. Nicest, friendliest people you ever met. All you guys who I met, and I met a lot of you there. Thanks for coming. I had a great time meeting you. I had asked a few of you to film. I wanted to film you guys, remember? At the celebration dinner, there was 3 of you. I never did get to film you because I never saw you again.